Hey, how's it going? And today we are exploring the power of tuples and creating a multi-gate function, or something I like to call the poor man's circular linked list. And I was inspired to do this after looking at this tutorial on circular linked list. And unfortunately, they don't really include the code for this. So in playing around with this, I essentially created the same functionality but on a more simple level. So this is actually similar to a multi-gate in a way. So I'll show you what this looks like in the code here. So if I come into the game, I have 4 custom lights in the scene. And if I back up, I'm going to trigger each one at a time. So there's that one, there's that one. Then we start at the beginning with the red, and then whatever color that is. And then kind of a light blue one, and then a purple violet one, and then back to the red. And so we just keep cycling through. This would be the same thing as if you were going through a circular linked list, but this is a lot simpler and I think has just as much application. So I just thought it'd be fun to kind of explore that basic functionality. So we'll just minimize this and go into I have 4 customizable lights. They're all turned off by default, and I just have them on a high intensity in different colors. And then I simply have a trigger device, and then I've got my verse device, which is paired to the 4 lights and to a trigger device. So this is essentially a multi-gate function, or what I say, a poor man's circular linked list. And we just create this class and we call it single node. And here is where I really see the power of tuples, because you can put all different kinds of data types into a tuple. And so it's, in a way, it's like a really multifunctional array, multi-purpose array. So that's what we do, is we create a type data here, we call it data, and it's a tuple that has an integer and a string. And by using the integer, then we can build in some logic there with these numbers. It's almost acting as if it's the index of the array. So, but then we can put all different kinds of data types in here. So I just have a string going, this is node 1, node 2, node 3, node 4. And here's our @editable for our 4 lights, and then our trigger device. And this is a variable that we set to value that essentially is our counter, so that we can iterate through the lights one at a time. So then we have my triggered event binds to this function that we've written called gate call, and it takes in an agent from the trigger. It doesn't return anything, and I just have it print as a test to see that I'm getting the right values in. And so we just run through a series of if-else statements, and that's all there is to it. And here what we do is we go to the instance of node 1, the data, and we want what's in the first position, which is this integer here, 0. So if it equals 0, if value equals 0, and it does because it's set to 0 initially, then we turn on light 1, turn off light 4, increment by 1, we call out to increment by 1, and then we just print so we know what we're looking at. And here is our print string here. It's in the second position in our tuple. And then we just go down. It increments by 1. The next time it comes in, it's 1, which is the same as here, node 2. And then we turn off light 1, turn on light 2, increment, and print out the string here. And that's all there is to it. It's pretty simple, pretty basic, but I think the big takeaway from this is that there's more than one way to do things in verse, and things don't necessarily need to be that complicated. And by just taking advantage of something like the tuples, you have a lot of functionality that you can take advantage of. So anyway, I hope you found this helpful. Take care, have a great day, and I'll talk to you next time.